Well, of course, there's athletes trying to impress their the national governing body, British Athletics, to try and get some British champs qualifying marks. But Isla McGowan will be looking to impress her County Schools Association and book her place to the English schools. I'm sure the Oxfordshire County will allow her, but a lot of county school championships taking place today as well. McGowan, someone who will realistically, she will target. Won't she? 5th at the English Schools Championships last year. She will target that English Schools Championships and look to potentially come away with top prize, a gold medal there, if not a medal. And the way she's running certainly looks like that is a real target. So, Hannah, we'll move on then in, just a few minutes' time. We've got that A race. Perhaps we'll mention a few and brief the viewers with a few special talents to look out for.
Initially a bit of disappointment, I'm afraid, as we look forward to the 1500 metre A race. We've had withdrawals from Sarah McDonald and from Phoebe Gill, so real shame to see that they haven't made the start. We were also expecting Harlem and Baines Kaur, the national record holder for India, so those 3 athletes haven't made the start list. But that does leave us with perhaps a more competitive race. We could have a pack running together. I very much would have expected Sarah McDonald and Phoebe Gill to run off the front of this pack. But it does leave us with the likes of Bethan Morley, Megan Davies, perhaps Jenny Nesbitt, to run competitively in a pack. We've heard the pace has been changed to more like a 4:07. We were expecting a 4 dead pace, and Ellie Baker's still going to be the pacemaker, and she's very, very experienced. So an opportunity perhaps for the likes of Bethan Morley to further lower the personal best. She set winning Sport City. It was a wonderful win from Bethan Morley that day, just by 500ths ahead of Izzy Fry, who just went on to come 9th at the European Championships in 15:05 last night. It was an amazing run. That women's 5,000 metres was seriously hot. So I think it's changed the nature of the race somewhat. We've got Lyla Belshaw, an under-17 athlete, who's actually ranked number 2 all time in the UK for an under-17, behind Phoebe Gill. Her mark was 4:11.96 here last year. So Lyla Belshaw could go a little bit faster. Happy birthday to the official that's getting serenaded down there on the start-finish line as well. Don't have their name to hand. But I think we look at that under-17 ranking overall. Let's see Lyla Belshaw perhaps nudge ahead of Phoebe Gill. Still going to be a good race nonetheless.
Yeah, it's certainly disappointing not to see Gill here. We know she chose to forgo that European Championships, didn't she? And I think a few people were excited to see what she could do at the very highest level. We've seen her dominate, the Belfast Irish Mileage meet. She then dominated in Sports City. And for me, the most exciting thing about her is she can just run an incredibly fast first lap. 54, Hannah, you were there. 54.9 or 55 flat, whatever you want to call it, in Sports City. It was quite mesmerising, to be honest with you. But we know she's got exams and focusing on her A-levels and looking to the future a little bit, which we understand, don't we? But there we are then, a few of these elites, 252, and you've already spoken about Abby Ives. What can she do? She's another one who, a superb young athlete in this country. Normally over the 2-lap distance, true in that British Championships final, perhaps contest that kind of 5th to 10th spot, and can one of them really get amongst it with the A-listers of Laura Muir, Katie Snowden, Georgia Bell, those kind of athletes.
When we talk about the fact we've got 6 Brits with an Olympic qualifying mark already, it's very, very deep. And you're right, someone like Bethan Morley, she's just committed to running for the University of Florida next year. Making that Olympic trials final is very much a goal for her. She's had a fantastic year. There goes Jenny Nesbitt, Commonwealth Games representative for Wales, that's coming back into form. Megan Davies, what a win she took in Armagh. That was wonderful over 3K on the roads. Ava Lloyd as well, an under-20, could be eyeing up the qualification mark for Lima for those under-20 championships. That stands at 4:15, part of the Trevor Painter, Jenny Meadows training squad, having an exceptionally busy week. A lot of athletes over in Rome for the European Championships, and a good few racing tonight as well. So they are off here in the women's 1500 metre A race. We were due to perhaps see an attack at the Olympic qualifying mark by Sarah McDonald, perhaps by Phoebe Gill, but they're not here. And that leaves this race a lot more open for the rest of the athletes behind. I think there's a real opportunity for someone else here to step up, someone else to go way underneath 4:10. Could that be Bethan Morley? Could it possibly be Lyla Belshaw, the under-17 Colchester Harrier? She's got a chance to top the UK all-time under-17 rankings here today. Jaylah Hancock-cameron, an under-23 athlete from Australia, has gone to the fore at the moment. She was 5th at the Aussie Championships behind Jessica Hull, Georgia Griffith, Lyndon Hall, Sarah Billings, and she's also run 2:02 this season. She would have been a bit disappointed, I think, with her 4:26 at Sports City, but she bounced back with a 4:13 here in Watford the other day, so perhaps had to get that jet lag and that travel out of her legs. And the Australian looking really sprightly here. They're ahead of pace through 400 metres. I think Ellie Baker sticking to her task really well. She was asked to kind of ease off the 64.208, more to kind of a 2:12 kind of clocking. She's done really well through the first 400 here. And the Australian going well. Lauren Church running very aggressively. She's in second place at the moment.
She's going awfully well, the Australian. I just fear these women up front are going to be a little bit thin on the ground when it really counts. You know, that second and third lap, they're going to need it. And will their kind of effort be wasted when that chase back? You can see Shipley doing a great job to bridge that gap. She sensed the danger of these women getting away. She's drifted to the front, and she's someone who's a very, very strong, talented individual. We don't quite know what she can do, but a little bit of an unknown. But when she gets it right, she can fly. She had some good battles with Megan Davies over the years. Lyla Belshaw, you mentioned her hand at the under-17. I mean, we talk of Phoebe Gill. If she goes and breaks that all-time record, that would be stunning on the very track 12 months after Phoebe broke it. 4:11. You think about the 1500 runners we've had in the past, and you look at the likes of Georgia Bell at the European Championships now, Katie Snowden, those sorts of athletes, Jess Judd, they've been dominating through the junior ranks into the senior ranks as well, in good company with those names. But Beth Morley, then Church and Cameron get away again. Morley is now the next one to bridge that gap. Sure, you just see her in fourth, moving up. We could be witnessing a bit of history here in the green.
It is still a strong running from Jaylah Hancock-cameron, the Australian, holding on to first place. Lauren Church going way faster than she's ever gone before. I feel like Lauren Church has just gone, let's just go for it, see what happens. But you do not want Bethan Morley hunting you down in the last 500 metres of any race, and certainly not a 1500. Lyla Belshaw, though, in the green of Colchester, alongside Bethan Morley. She is an under-17 athlete. Could she do the best mark ever by an under-17? Ava Lloyd going super well in 5th place. They take the bell in 3:05. That is wonderful running from these women. They're going to have to keep the pressure on if they want to dip under 4:10. There goes the under-17, Lyla Belshaw. She's got lots of experience over those distance, but she's up against senior athletes. Lauren Church took the lead ever so briefly, but Jaylah Hancock-cameron, the 5th place athlete at the Australian Championships. They're a nation with so much strength in this event, and she's showing all of that down the back straight. She's coming under pressure from Lyla Belshaw, the under-17 at the moment, and Ava Lloyd moving well. She takes herself ahead of Bethan Morley. Bethan Morley uncharacteristically struggling in the last 200 metres here. It's still Hancock-cameron of Australia. Could she possibly hold on to the lead? She went so strongly in the first few laps. The lights have just eased away from these women ever so slightly, but Jaylah Hancock-cameron running so much better than she did in Sports City. Could she get close to the 4:13 she clocked the other day? Ava Lloyd could obliterate her personal best here, and she's just got 50 metres left to go. And Sarah Calvert, what a return to form for the Scottish woman, but she's going to have to give way to Ava Lloyd. 4:12 for Ava Lloyd. That is a 6-second lifetime best for her, and that puts her underneath the qualification mark for Lima for the World Junior Championships, and you can see what that means to Ava Lloyd. What a fantastic run for her. That race was slightly, not chaotic isn't the word, but when you're someone like Ava Lloyd and your PB is 4:18, and there's someone like Jaylah Hancock-cameron pushing the pace at the front, and she goes through in 2:12, what would Ava Lloyd have been thinking to herself further down the field? I'm sure she was just thinking, I could still get a good time here, I could still make it happen. But in the last 150, it all opened up for Ava Lloyd. They were queued up for her, and she took the opportunity, and she has run a massive personal best, following a personal best a couple of weeks ago in IFAM as well. She's a European under-20 finalist last year, and surely has just put herself in massive contention for the World Junior Championships coming up in August.